I think Africa has been by now familiar from two types of leaders. There are those who talk, who give the sweet talk to their people, but not deliver. And there are those who talk and who walk their talk. So what's happening is in Burkina Faso, that is one kind of government that talks and also that delivers. In other words, Captain Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, he walk his talk. When he says that we are building something, then he is going to build and show his people and the continent that he meant what he said. This is what we exactly saw with the tomato factory, processing factory. Now, Burkina Faso has delivered its first gold bars that is processed by its own factory in the country. It was around in the beginning of January, in the beginning of 2024, January this year, that the government told they have now they are owning their own natural resource, which is gold, and they are going to refine it in Burkina Faso. There's no more sending to abroad where all the prices and everything is set up without for the country who have the natural resource, basically in Burkina Faso, having any say. That era has now ended. Burkina Faso, as it promised, they said after 11 months since the factory opened or started to process, they say in 11 months they will deliver its first gold bar. And that's exactly what happened now in December, after it was opened in January, end of January, that now in December, the first gold bar of Burkina Faso has been delivered, which is processed by its own factory and refined by its own factory. Not only Burkina Faso has started to process its own or to refine its own gold, but also it has increased its share with those refining companies in the country. The Burkina Faso government now has a share of 40%, which used to be below 20%. So still it is owned by 60% by the mining company, but I'm sure with time this will increase. The government at that time said that there would be 1,000 direct jobs and indirect jobs as much as 5,000, creating for the Burkinabe people. Now, Burkina Faso, the price of gold actually has increased in September this year. So Burkina Faso will be a beneficiary and will have a say on the price of its own gold. Burkina Faso is one of the leading countries in the continent producing and exporting gold, and also in the world, taking, I think, 14% of the wallet. Now, let me just go ahead and read this article for you, which came yesterday, actually. Burkina Faso receives first 44 gold bars weighing 93 kilograms from processing mining wastes. Look at them. Those are the people who have inspected. By the way, Captain Ibrahim Traore, on behalf of him, the new Prime Minister Emmanuel Ouedraogo, I think I said it right, and forgive me if I mispronounce, so has been there on behalf of the captain or the president to receive that. Now, Burkina Faso's government received its first gold bars after processing fine coal cargoes abandoned at the Esekan mine. Prime Minister Rimtalba Jean Emmanuel Ouedraogo received the gold bars in Ouagadougou on Tuesday on behalf of President Captain Ibrahim Traore. This fine coal refers the residue or leftover materials after gold extraction. These materials still contain small amounts of gold that can be further processed to extract the remaining precious metal. Now, the Golden Hand SA, the company which is tasked mining with processing the material, delivered 44 gold bars weighing 93.197 kilograms to the Ministry of Economy. These bars result from processing 142.37 tons of mining residues from I Am Gold Isakan SA. Ouedraogo, which is the prime minister, said the gold would contribute to the national gold reserve. It will be recalled that West Africa Weekly reported that Burkina Faso's National Society precious substance bought 13.049 tons of gold between January and August 2024, adding to the country's reserves. So the fine call, this is what the prime minister said, fine call from Burkina Faso will no longer be processed abroad. Prime Minister Ouedraogo said it will now be handled by Burkinabe chemists to support the national economy and ensure sustainable development that benefits all citizens. There you go. That is what exactly a leader of a nation has to say, not only say, but also show it, demonstrate that in practice. And that's exactly what Burkina Faso said. It's all there for the citizens to see. It's all there for the citizens even to make the government accountable if anything goes wrong. So this continues. This achievement follows the inauguration of Golden Hand SA mining residue treatment plant on January 23, 2024, which is the Kosodo Industrial Zone of Ouagadougou. The head of state, Captain Traore, had described the plant at that time as a milestone for Burkina Faso. Officials noted that before plant's establishment, mining residues were exported for processing, limiting the country's ability to maximize its resource. Now that has ended. Exactly after 11 months, just as they said, now this has been processed in the country using the people of Burkina Faso's, chemists. And also it's not only owning much of the percent or raising the percent of the ownership and having that refinery company, but also it's all about the knowledge transfer, which will enable in the future for Burkinabes, to have more students, for young generation to be inspired to study about mining, and also to have those companies not coming from abroad, even if still the refineries in the country. This should be owned 100% by Burkinabe people, and that's exactly what this whole process is preparing Burkina Faso. So there's a lot of added values to this refinery that's set up in the country. Now, owned 60% by Golden Hand SA and 40% by the Burkina Faso government, Burkina Faso became the second African country to develop this technology. Well done, really, congratulations. The government aims to leverage the mining sector to boost economic growth and reduce reliance on foreign processing of mining byproducts. This achievement comes as gold prices have risen by 30% since the start of the year, reaching an all-time high $2,686 per ounce September this year. The gold bars will further contribute to Burkina Faso's national reserves, strengthening its financial stability and ability to manage its economy. So there you go. It's also now backing its financial sector by gold. Even the United States have stopped backing its finance by gold. It used to be before, but now anymore. The United States just prints dollars. That's what it does. So that Burkina Faso is really doing what any financial sector or any reserve banks who are reserving the national treasure of countries have to do. It has to be, our currencies have to be backed by gold. So there's a lot of values added. First of all, Burkina Faso has raised its percent of ownership in the mining sector. It's not sending anymore to refine golds to abroad. It's doing it in the country. It's creating jobs for the people. It's also directly and indirectly created jobs. It's also transferring knowledge. This will inspire in like in 10 years or maximum 20 years now, you will see Burkina Faso's, Burkinabe people inspired to study about mining, because we Africans, we don't study about mining. We just shout and talk, make noise. We don't own our mining, this and that. Where are the knowledge? Did we study? No. So this is exactly, really, this is why I like this whole thing, because there are a lot of added values. So thank you very much again for tuning in. Congratulations once again to Burkina Faso, and I hope the other countries will follow the steps of Burkina Faso. Let us know in the comment section, what do you think of the move of the Burkinabe government with this? And yeah, we will take the discussion further. So please go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. Or if you haven't done that so far, and give it a like and share the video with others. If the former head of state called Dambia remained in power, when would Burkina Faso have started to think? Yeah, exactly. There's no that would have been unthinkable, having those governments who are totally serving to their previous colonial powers, like France. Now, yeah. So well done. This is why we support, that you may call us biased, or this is a Pan-African platform, and we support leaders like Ibrahim Traore, who are taking their own natural resources in their own hands and, deciding that fate and that destination of their people, work on for the growth of people who are walking the talk of who are walking their talk, unlike William Ruto and many others in the continent. Yeah, I will see you on the next one. It's a bye-bye for me for now. Ciao, ciao. One more. Please go ahead and please support us through our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section.